everybody, I'm back again. Now today I'm going to chat about the orgonites or orgons. Now my favourite type to get are the pyramids. Now why orgons or orgonites are really good is that they have the ability to bring in good positive energy, a little bit like a salt lamp. They are a little bit unkind, shall we say, because they trap the poor little crystals inside resin. Now what they look like, and this is one that I've made myself, are like this. And how they work is they use the crystal energy with elements of brass, or if you're lucky, gold. You can even use copper, and with the combination of the crystals with the copper and the brass, they then increase the vibration of the crystal, which then brings out stronger vibration. They're very good in helping you with sleep. They're helping you with people that feel a bit flat or a bit depressed or a bit down. They're also really good at helping with a lot of magnetic pollution. Now, I know a lot of people talk about different things with signals from the mobile phones, but you've got even things like your key fob that you use with your car, you know, with the alarm. You've got your remote control that you use with your television. You've even got your computer, and even now, like with us talking to each other on the computer, there's going to be electrical, like pulses, if you like, that are going to go in the atmosphere. Now, I don't know if you lot are the same, but if ever I go into a shop that's got loads of televisions, loads of computers, it really messes around with my energy, and sometimes it can even make me feel a bit giddy that I have to like come out. I can only spend about, I don't know, 10 minutes or something in there. And I've always been like that since a little girl. I never knew why. That I didn't like a lot of electrical, and even like when you know there's a storm coming and you can have like pressure in your head, and I know there is pressure, but you could just like sense it, you know. And I don't like a lot of electrical energy. Like for instance, you know, if you're sleeping, you know, you don't want to have a lot of phones on the go, or even like your television. Like for instance, I don't like a television in the bedroom and that, because even if it's on standby, it's still got electrical energy there. I mean, that's just a personal thing, really. Now with these, they can be fairly expensive. Now, why they're expensive? For a couple of reasons. One is they take a long time to make. Like for the instance, this one and this one I've made. There, look, I don't know if you can see them. See how pretty they are? Like that. They took a week to make because you make them in layers. Now, with them taking so long to make is because you do them, you know, one level at a time, you know, one layer at a time, and they're made like that, like upside down. Yeah. Now the another thing that's why they're expensive as well is because they have lots of crystals in there. So quite obviously crystals are expensive. So if you can see with that one there, look, I'm going to do it a bit closer for you. There we are. There. And these, by the way, I've got symbols on mine as well, which again increases the energy. And I'll show you this one here, this rose quartz one. Can you see that one? Yeah. And I like to have a crystal at the top. Either it can be a short, which could like point, like a short little wand one if you like a quartz point, and then you've got the gold that's, not the gold, sorry, I wish it was gold, the brass and that going around it, or you've got the copper. And why the copper then is going around the crystal, like with these, you can see it's underneath, it then is charging up the crystal, keeping a nice energy. So it's almost as if there's a little battle going on inside each of these orgonites, that the crystal's trying to vibrate, the copper or the brass is keeping it healthy, if you like, and with the magnetic pull, but they're all trapped. So they're trapped inside the resin. Now when we make them, I don't know if I've already said, we make them upside down. So you do like one layer, then another layer, another layer. With these at the moment, they haven't got any felt underneath. I'm either going to put a felt on or little pads on because these are not long been made. This is another one that I did not make, but I bought, and it's got felt underneath, so it's up to you. But this one hasn't possibly got a lot of crystals in the top, but can you see those big crystals along the bottom? And this cost over £60. So when you're buying them, look, one, for how many layers they are, so you know that they've taken a long time to make, and also how many crystals they've used and what type of crystals, because the cheaper ones, they're still very pretty and they still work, but may not be as strong. They haven't got as many crystals in them, so they've only just probably got a couple. And I did not make this one either. Yeah. But with the Orgonites, they will help you to sleep. They'll help you to remember your dreams, apparently. They'll also help you in meditation, because quite obviously, if you've got nice energy that's calm, that's going to make you feel relaxed, it's going to bring like a fresh air, if you like, to your home. There's not going to be a lot of electrical interference because you've got these. You're going to find that you can go deeper into meditation. Also, they're really good for you to pick up senses from your spirit guides and intuition. Because if you haven't got a lot of busy noise going on, shall we say, electrical energy going on, you're then going to be able to tune in more to your spirit guides. It's quite obviously as well. People like to use these for protection because, of course, if they've got nice energy, you're not going to have any dark, heavy energy around them. And with that, people sometimes like to put them by the front door or the back door, or even a room where there's computers or television, not saying that's dark energy, but to just keep it nice and calm. And certainly in a healing room or a peaceful room where you have some downtime. So it could even be like in the conservatory, or I don't know, not that you necessarily put them out in the garden. And not only that, saying that, I don't know what they'd be like if you kept them permanently on the windowsill with sunshine. So I don't know, but you'll have to be careful in case that they start to heat up, or, you know, that they cause a fire. I don't think they will, but I just don't know about that one, so just be a little bit careful. But they are very nice to have beside you when you go to sleep, you know, so by your bedside table and that, because it gets a nice, restful, lovely energy in that coming in. Yeah. So this, with the Orgonites, is a very lovely way of bringing in positive energy. And not that, I think they look pretty. Some people who aren't in the know, a bit like when I was saying about the crystal skulls, they don't really know what they're doing. They just think, oh, they're a nice paperweight. But no, yeah, they have got a serious thing that they can help us with. Apparently, they can also cleanse water. Now, I haven't done this, so if anybody has done this, please let me know, because it'd be interesting, you know, to share with other people to say cleanse it. How you physically do that, I don't know if it means that you put a glass of water beside them, or if you try and put one on, you know, upside down under the glass, I don't know. But I quite believe they would do. Now, why I like the pyramids is because of the shape of them. You'll find that the energy will come out really strong on top. So all the energy is going upwards, all the different sides are up towards this point. There, look, yeah? So that then will bring in a nice energy. So it'd be quite good to have them like in a corner of a room, or even in the centre of a room, to bring the energy straight up, to make it all quite nice and pretty. Now, it's up to you what size, what size you buy. Also, what type of crystals you have, because even though a little one, like a little baby one, which I've made here, well, I'm saying it's a little baby, it's still fairly big, look. You know, this is still going to be strong, but practicality, you might not want a really big one. And like Paul, my husband, mentioned, he says, well, why don't you see if you can get a really big one? That'd be great. But you can imagine how many crystals you're going to put in it and everything else. I mean, people aren't going to pay that much money for, you know, for a massive, massive one. Saying that, I don't know if you can get any moulds that big. So again, if anybody knows that you can get one that big, I might make one and keep it for me if nobody wants it, yeah? Because you can't have too many of these around your house. You know, it'd be nice to have them in the office. And even if people aren't into spiritual stuff and they're not into crystals, they're not going to know. They'll just say, oh, that's a nice, you know, ornament. But you and I know that it can then bring in a lot of lovely energy in that to keep everything, you know, nice and calm or nice and peaceful or in your office. Now, another thing is with crystals, like I said earlier, it's up to you which one you choose, because you've got to like it. If you don't like it, you're then not going to resonate with it. But if you like pick a pink one, like this one is here, it's going to bring in a lot of love. And like this one here is pink. But again, it could be that you're bringing it in for peace and relaxation. But if you want it to, I don't know, if you're feeling a bit vulnerable, or if you're having bad dreams, or you're feeling a bit sensitive, then you probably want rose quartz to help you with sleep. Because some people say about having amethyst, like some books say put an amethyst by your bed, you're going to sleep all right. But the problem is, if you are working with spirit, in other words, you're a healer, you're a clairvoyant, you're a medium, if you put an amethyst by your bed, it's going to increase your energy so much you wouldn't have a good night's sleep. You'd be working all night long, you'd be chatting away, you know, in your dreams, you'd be doing stuff, so you'd almost be meditating. You're supposed to have downtime when you sleep, you relax. So a rose quartz one is good. Now, if you want it, as I say, for a stronger rose quartz, then you need to put more brass and that in it. So if you notice that even though this has got loads and loads of crystals in it, it's got loads of brass and that in it as well. And some websites, they recommend that you have 50% crystals and 50% metal. So that could be gold if you've got a lot of money, brass or copper. So that's up to you. Now, if you want one that's going to be intuitive, you're probably going to go to the old favourite of an amethyst. Now, both the amethyst and the rose quartz and that are lovely, because you can have those in your therapy room. I don't know if you can see them like that, yeah. And by the way, these symbols I've chosen, they're to do with Metatron. Don't know, can you see the symbol on that one? Let me move it round. Yeah. And that's the flower of life, and that's one of Metatron. I don't know if you can see it very well. Can you see his symbol there? Yeah, got that there. And again, you can use the amethyst also for doing healing. So you can do it for meditation, do it for healing, but I wouldn't really put this particular one, say, close to where you sleep. It'd be very good to have in a healing room. It'd be really good to have by your front door. Especially, I know that we haven't not allowed any visitors and that with the coronavirus and what have you, but you know, you still got to have the postman, you know, and people, you know, energy, next door neighbours and all that sort of thing, because the doorway is like a representative of people being welcome, and it's coming in and out your house, so it's going to be fairly busy. And even if it means you're going to the recycling or going, you know, doing the front garden or what have you, so this would be quite a good one to have by your front door or in the healing room. Now, with some of us that have done crystal healing, we also like to use certain sort of pyramids, the organ pyramids, to help remove any negative energy within the room. Now, the thing is, you do have to be a little bit careful if you pick one that's dark and it's black, and you notice that's got quite a lot of black in it, yeah? Because I always say like attracts like. And I say to all my crystal students that I teach, by the way, I do crystal courses and that, which you'll see on my website anyway, which is heavenlyguidance.co.uk, which most of you already know anyway. But black ones, you do have to be more respectful, because with black, it can absorb negative energy. So one you need to know, that's not saying about the organites, I'm moving on to that in a minute. That's not to need to know that you need to be aware or sensitive that is absorbing dark, so when do I put it to rest? Now, if you have got any dark crystals, it's quite good that you've used for healing or whatever, to put next to or near to an orgonite. And if you notice, because this one's black, it will then attract negative energy towards its surface, but because it's got the crystals inside it and also the brass and other things and that as well, it'll cleanse. So even though it's a little bit of a double whammy, it's a black one, it's going to draw negative energy and that around it, but then because it's pure energy and because it's really powerful, with the trapped brass and everything else in it, it's going to cleanse. You know, so it's a really good one to, again, to have this in your healing room, that you can put some of your crystals around there to cleanse it. Because I don't know that any organites getting poorly or being bad, because they're like a little factory that's got the trapped crystals within them, as well as the brass or the copper, and like I've said before, sometimes they've got gold in them, but not many because it's quite expensive. So they're a little factory that's actually trapping and working with the crystal all the time. So they never get tired, they never have to be cleansed, they don't need to be rested, because they're there doing their stuff all the time. So that's why it's really nice. Now this particular one, when I work with this one, because you can see it's got the, like the lotus type flower, I always think that brings in Kuan Yin, you know, type of energy. So this, again, like with any of the others, depending what crystal you choose, to which one you like, depending on the design, you can almost use it for a particular purpose. So for instance, because I feel this one's got like Kuan Yin energy, and Kuan Yin is an ascended master, and Kuan Yin is really good at helping people be more focused if you're starting your own career or your new job, or you know, you've got a new idea and you've got a new hobby or adventure. She's really good at like channeling you and getting you to be creative and making things and doing things. So that would be quite good to put by your business card, or if you write a list, not particularly a shopping list or anything like that, but she'd be really good to help for you to channel your energy. Because like I said on one of my other videos, if you're all a bit nervous and a bit scared and you're worried about money and you're worried about work, it's too easy for that negative energy to keep manifesting itself. So then eventually you get more paranoid, you get more upset, you get more anxious, you can't sleep, you end up getting poorly anyway, regardless of catching anything else. So if you can channel that fear, channel that anxiety into something positive, this sort of organ, you know, she would help you. And I say she because I feel it's got like Kuan Yin energy and that with it as well. You can get other sorts, which I haven't got one here, but you can get other like organites that have got like tiger's eye in them. Now tiger's eye, which is really good at being grounded, it's also good at bringing in your power animals, and it's good for bringing in courage. Now with tiger's eye, with that, it could be again with people that are very and they have trouble going, and relax, yeah. So you know, tiger's eye is quite good. Another good one as well is carnelian. Now tiger's eye is like a brown one that you can get, and it literally has got stripes in it. It looks like a tiger's eye. Carnelian is like an orangey colour, and carnelian is self-cleansing. Now if for instance, again I haven't got one, but if you've got like, you can find an orgonite that's got carnelian and it's got tiger's eye in it, that would be a lovely combination, because you know it'll bring in lovely energy, because carnelian is self-cleansing. Carnelian also is about lifting your spirits, a little bit like with citrine, which is the yellow one, with lifting your energy, making you feel more positive, getting a sense of humour. So always choose one that you like the look of, one that's got lots of layers in it, or quite a few layers, but more importantly it's got lots of crystals in. Because okay, some of them can have ornaments in them and other things and that, but depending on what you want to use them for, if you want to use them like we do, I say, you know, healers and clairvoyants and that, we use them for bringing in good energy, we use them for making people feel happy and uplifting the spirit. And it's a bit like a bit of fresh air. And I can always say it's like having a waterfall or walking on the beach, and you just have that upliftment, and that's what these organites do, you know, and they're so pretty to look at. So even if somebody's not spiritual and they don't know what crystals do and they haven't got a clue, you know, you can just say to your other halves and that, oh, your friends and family and that, you know, oh, they're just a nice paperweight, but you and I know that they do something good, yeah? So they help with healing, they help with bringing in positive energy, they help with sleep, they help with relaxation, help with meditation. They also will help with any of the magnetic energy that you have around, like I've said before, magnet pollution or whatever you want to call it, that sometimes can give people headaches. Because ideally you shouldn't be able to have a headache. If spiritual people have a headache, that means that probably you need cleansing. Okay, we have to be careful medically if you've got high blood pressure and that, in which case go and see your GP. But these are all round, good thing for you to get these organs. So, and again, I like the pyramid ones. Now, the other thing is with these, I would not suggest mixing, if ever you buy one, that's got something of a high vibration, like say with a rose quartz. You wouldn't then, that's rose quartz, amethyst. You wouldn't mix an amethyst, say, with a lower energy crystal, which now a lower energy crystal could be, like I said earlier, a tiger's eye. It could be an agate, it could be a jasper. So if you've got one that's trapped inside the orgonite, and it's got a high vibration, and it's trapped with another one in there, in the little factory, it's got a low vibration, it'd be going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Do you want to vibrate high, or do you want me to go down low? And it might even give the people a little bit of headache. So again, just choose one that you like the look of, but be aware of the crystals. Now, a general rule of thumb, not always, is if you stick to the same colour spectrum. So if you've got the blues or the purples, or like with tiger's eye, that's brown, carnelian's orange. If you pick one that's got the same sort of colours, that's good. Now, as far as I'm concerned, when we're doing healing or clairvoyance or getting nice energy and that, we don't like the ones that are made in the chakra colours. They look pretty, they look lovely, but of course, quite obviously, you've got the ones at the bottom of the chakra spectrum, and that is quite low energy. Then you've got the ones with the higher vibration, which could be, lapis lazuli, sodalite. So if you did have an orgonite that's got all the chakra colours in it, they look pretty. I just should stick that, somewhere for people to look at, but not for keeping, your energy up, not for helping people relax, or people that are scared, or people, want to sit and get ideas about things and planning and what have you, because they might give you a headache. Now, that is not necessary to say that organites will give you a headache as such, but if you mix in the crystals and they're not in the right combination, they sometimes can feel a little bit unsettled, in which case they can make you feel a bit unwell. So if you stick to the rule generally of staying to the same sort of colour, you shouldn't go far wrong. I'm seeing a couple of people send me messages. Hi, I've got the two Jackies there. Hi, yeah. So if you tend to stick to the same colour spectrum, you should be all right. And again, if you've got one with nice symbols on them, that's going to be lovely in that as well. Now then, my lovelies, I am going to do a meditation on Thursday, which is tomorrow, and that's going to be going to the library, so I hope some of you can join me. If you want to like and share, because it's quite nice to spread, the bit of love and information to other people. I want you all to stay safe, and I'll send you my love, and let me know if there's anything else that you would want me to talk about, because you know me, I can talk for England or whatever. So I'll say to you goodbye, take care, God bless, and see you soon. Bye.